I also have with me Sofia Santos. Sofia Santos is an economist with a specialization in sustainability and sustainable financing. Has 23 years of professional experience among banks, companies, NGOs, and the public sector. So what are the main financing instruments available for companies to implement ESG investment strategies?
So you can find in the market different products, the green bonds, sustainable bonds, sustainability bonds, and all of that. Usually this green bond, probably from all of these three, is the largest product that is being issued. There is also the green loans, a bit more sophisticated as well. Green financial products are much more than just loans and bonds. It's also about how can banks help companies, especially SMEs, to get prepared to the great challenges that they are going to have in a very short time.
Are banks prepared for all these changes, namely the application of ESG ratings?
Generally, I would say no, because this has been in the agenda for the last 20 years. Regulation is only out in the last 2, and many financial institutions are at the moment not in compliance with the regulations. Of course, I'm here representing the Credit Agricole. We started to implement some questionnaires for every new loan that companies might ask in order to understand how can we be sure that we can help the clients to improve from one specific level of sustainability to a greater one.
Tom, regarding the role of asset managers, is there a fundamental shift in how companies are viewed and valued?
There's a very broad breadth of how institutions are embedding ESG, environmental, social governance factors, into their investment decision making. One of the things that I've personally seen is a shift towards much deeper integration of environmental and social factors into company valuation. I think it's still very, very difficult to do that at that fundamental level, trying to understand, cash flows and all these challenges. So I think the first trend that I've seen is, an attempt to at least go into that detail. The second trend that I've seen is really investment in stewardship and engagement. I think that we, as kind of a finance community right now, are still a little too reliant on out-of-the-box company ratings. They differ so wildly between each other.
So knowing that in Europe, 80% of GDP contribution comes from SMEs, how can we influence the behavior of these firms?
The access to money will be related with ESG performance. In July 2022, the Capital Requirement Directive will be updated and banks will have to incorporate ESG issues on their credit analysis. In 2024, banks will need to report the green asset ratio, the percentage loans that it's aligned with the EU taxonomy, which means the percentage of loans that it's aligned with the 6 environmental goals and potential with some other social goals that are about to come out. So how can SMEs go for it? I think there is no other way. And it's not that complicated. Most of the SMEs, they don't know that they have this short future in front of them. And when they do, they recognize it.
Right, Sofia, thank you so much for your opinion.